Have you ever considered that in this era of J-20 stealth fighters soaring through the skies, and carrier-based aircraft making frequent appearances, there once existed a fighter in the history of the Chinese Air Force? It wasn't known for stealth or agile dogfighting, yet with its sturdy, mountain-like frame, it single-handedly shouldered the responsibility of guarding the vast blue waters of the South China Sea during the most critical period, when the nation's naval and air forces were at their weakest. This is the J-7 fighter bomber, hailed as the Sky-Piercing Flying Leopard. Yet when its dimensions exist only on paper, it's hard to grasp its sheer scale. Just how massive was it? Only when you place it side by side with the sleek, familiar J-10 fighter jet does the visual contrast explode like thunder, instantly revealing the truth. It was this astonishingly massive frame that allowed it to roam the South China Sea alone, becoming the most reassuring presence above that perilous expanse of water. As a weapons video blogger, who regularly visits air shows and military museums, I always feel the warmth of history flowing beneath the steel hulls, when standing beside retired, decorated warplanes. Among them, the JH-7 undoubtedly stands as one of the symbols that most resonates with the collective nostalgia of older military enthusiasts. Unlike the sleek, futuristic lines of the J-10 or the imposing, noble pedigree of the J-11 series, it carries a rugged, utilitarian style reminiscent of Cold War-era fighters. Yet it was precisely this ruggedness that, during that specific historical phase, became China's most solid foundation for safeguarding its maritime sovereignty. Let's truly compare it side by side with the J-10. The J-7's fuselage spans a full 22.32 meters. What does that mean? That's a whopping 5.42 meters longer than the J-10's 16.9 meters, almost the height of an adult. When it rests silently on the tarmac, its nose naturally dips downward due to the attack angle, while the rectangular air intakes on either side resemble the eyes of a predator fixed on its prey. The high-mounted, swept-back upper wing soars upward, poised to strike the sky at any moment. The entire airframe radiates a heavy, powerful, and imposing aura. In contrast, the J-10 with its canard configuration boasts a sleek, compact silhouette. Its lines flow seamlessly from nose to tail, resembling a drawn sword, light yet lethal. The extra 5 meters in length and nearly 10 tons in weight are far from superfluous burdens. They represent the essential capital required to fulfill the core combat objectives of extended range and heavy payload capacity. Let us delve beneath these figures to understand what they truly signify. The J-7 fighter bomber was conceived as a dedicated ground attack aircraft, its essence lying in long-range penetration and heavy strike capabilities. Its combat radius easily exceeds 1,600 kilometers, supported by massive internal fuel capacity. This means it doesn't heavily rely on China's then scarce aerial refueling aircraft for support, capable of executing prolonged, long-range patrol and strike missions solely on its own power. Spread out a map and focus on the South China Sea. The straight-line distance from forward airfields on Hainan Island to James Shoal at the southernmost tip of the Spratly Islands exceeds 1,000 kilometers, separated only by vast, open ocean. Throughout the 1990s and into the early 21st century, China's primary air superiority fighters like the J-8I suffered from significant range limitations, making effective coverage of this strategically vital area difficult. While the initially limited number of imported Su-27, J-11 series fighters were primarily designed for air defense and intercept missions. Although the J-10 achieved an impressive combat radius of 1,100 to 1,200 kilometers, penetrating deep into the South China Sea while maintaining meaningful loiter time still required complex aerial refueling support, a logistical chain that was undoubtedly costly and vulnerable at the time. Thus, the J-10 fighter bomber's value became immediately apparent. It could depart from coastal airfields at leisure, leveraging its exceptional range to reach the deepest parts of the South China Sea, and conduct combat patrols lasting several hours. Beyond its long-range capabilities, the J-7 fighter bomber's true specialty lies in its payload capacity. Boasting up to 11 external hardpoints, its maximum weapons load approaches an astonishing 9 tons. This figure signifies its ability to mount a small-scale yet intensely concentrated saturation attack. Imagine this scenario: a single J-7 can simultaneously carry 4 YJ-83K anti-ship missiles with a range exceeding 200 kilometers, along with air-to-air missiles for self-defense, and possibly electronic countermeasure pods. When multiple Flying Leopards strike in formation, they can unleash dozens of anti-ship missiles against enemy naval formations from long range. Such concentrated firepower poses a formidable challenge to any fleet, particularly the YJ-83 series missiles, with their multiple warheads and strong penetration capabilities, became the core of China's air-launched anti-ship capabilities during that era, specifically targeting enemy large and medium-sized surface vessels. In contrast, the J-10, while also possessing 11 hardpoints, has a maximum payload of approximately 6 tons. Its hardpoint configuration and airframe structure are optimized for air-to-air combat missions. It typically carries medium-range intercept missiles, dogfight missiles, and auxiliary fuel tanks. Although capable of conducting precision ground strikes, its ability to carry heavy anti-ship missiles or large quantities of heavy bombs is limited. This long-range, heavy load capability stems from its unique aerodynamic design and powerplant support. The J-10B features a high-sweep high-wing configuration, which enhances high-speed performance and provides ample internal space. The high-wing layout also creates expansive underside space for large munitions, while maintaining favorable takeoff and landing characteristics. The all-moving horizontal tail enhances pitch control capabilities. Its optimized low-altitude penetration performance enables stable flight at low altitudes, even skimming the sea surface. Pilots can exploit the curvature of the Earth to evade detection by enemy shipborne or early warning radars, approaching targets silently like a blade streaking along the horizon before suddenly rising to launch attacks. In terms of propulsion, the later model J-7, a fighter bomber, is equipped with 2 domestically produced WS-9 Kindling turbofan engines. Each engine delivers substantial thrust, not only ensuring a maximum flight speed of Mach 1.7 but also providing reliable power for long-range flights while carrying heavy payloads. The 2-seat cockpit layout is another key feature. The front pilot focuses solely on flight control, while the rear weapons officer operates the radar, fire control systems, electronic countermeasures equipment, and weapon launch systems. This division of labor significantly reduces the burden on a single pilot during extended long-range sorties or complex electronic warfare environments, enhancing mission efficiency and success rates, a hallmark of a dedicated strike platform design. Of course, we must objectively acknowledge that the Flying Leopard is not an all-purpose combat deity. Its substantial frame and aerodynamic design prioritizing high speed and stability inherently limit its maneuverability compared to dedicated air superiority fighters like the J-10. The J-10's canard configuration, combined with its advanced digital fly-by-wire control system, grants it exceptional agility and instantaneous turning capability, giving it a clear advantage in close-range dogfights. In contrast, the JH-7 primarily relies on its air-to-air missiles for self-defense in combat scenarios, seeking to avoid prolonged engagements with enemy fighters. However, in specific theater environments like the South China Sea, the primary challenge was not aerial dogfights for air superiority, but rather how to effectively deter and strike enemy vessels across vast maritime areas and defend dispersed islands and reefs. This core mission demanded platforms with large payload capacity, extended range, and sustained patrol capabilities. Time has passed, and technology has leapt forward. Today, the Chinese Air Force and naval aviation have equipped themselves with the more powerful J-16 multi-role fighter. The J-16 surpasses the JH-7 in nearly every aspect: payload capacity, range, avionics systems, radar performance, and weapons compatibility, emerging as the bomb truck and aerial jack of all trades of the new era. More advanced stealth fighters like the J-20 and J-35 now shoulder the role of door-kicking vanguards. Looking back, the JH-7 may seem outdated. Its cockpit instrument panels still feature traditional analog gauges, its stealth capabilities are virtually non-existent, and its maneuverability holds little advantage in modern air combat systems. Yet we must not judge yesterday's heroes by today's standards. While it may not have etched its name in aerial combat lore, it has written a steadfast chapter in the annals of presence and deterrence through countless deep-sea patrols and missiles poised for action.